Yo, what is going on, you turtle-like teddier? So today we're playing some games with another greens deck. This time it's greens ADP. Yep, you heard me right. The only Pokemon we play in this deck is ADP, and it is a greens engine deck. So the point of this deck is to try and utilize 2 to 3 ADP depending on the matchup through utilizing Island Challenge Amulet, which says when our opponent knocks out one of our Pokemon or GX or EX that this is attached to, they draw one less prize card and that Pokemon gets 100 less HP. As long as it's knocked out by an attack. So anything that places damage counters or stuff like Spell Tag, if that takes a knockout when they have the 100 less HP, they'll draw 3 prize cards still. Yeah, so we try and make them knock out 3 ADPs. Got some shenanigans here like Wait and See Hammer, Crushing Hammers. The way we heal is we use Super Scoop Up to pick up an ADP, and then we put it back down, and then we Ultimate Ray back to it. That's kind of our big healing card. We do have a Mallow Lana in here as well for something a little bit more consistent that we can always utilize no matter what, because Super Scoop Up is a coin flip. A lot of the ways we win games is through Stamp Power Plant. It is kind of a comeback deck. We kind of set up, use our Ultimate Ray, then we usually fall behind, but then we're able to close it out just because ADP is really a really big Pokemon, 280 HP. Of course, if we put an Amulet on, it's only 180, but having to knock out a 280 HP Pokemon, then 180 HP Pokemon, then another 280 HP Pokemon, while we're Crushing Hammering them, Reset Stamping them, and all those shenanigans, makes it pretty tough for them to pull that off. We also have a Blizzard Town in here, which is great against Spiritomb, as well as Zacian. If we hit Zacian for 180 after we've Altered Creationed, they can't attack with their Zacian again, because it has 40 or less HP, and we usually combo that with a Stamp to make it that much more difficult for them to actually pull off attacks. And that's the deck. I don't really have anything else to say about the list. Let's go ahead, let's get into some games, and I'll show you guys how ADP greens works. All right, getting into our first one, we did lose the coin flip. Of course, we are opening the ADP because we don't really have a choice. It's the only Pokemon we play in the deck, so we have to open the ADP. Caitlin and Cynthia, we have a Pokégear. Our opponent opens a Ditto. Curious to see where there goes a Mawile GX back to their deck. Okay, I have no idea what we are possibly up against here. There's a Jirachi. Okay. Scoop Up Net on the Ditto. Kind of curious to see what we're up against here. I had to guess. I would assume it's some kind of control deck because of that, because of the Mawile. I feel like Mawile's rarely in decks that are not control decks these days. It's pretty good. Yeah, there's a Bellaba and Bryson Man. There's a Mincino. All right. Up against control or mill here in this first one. See how it goes. Probably not going to go great. Tag Call first. Dealing Cynthia and another ADP. Gonna try and get a greens here. Nope. Marnie is okay still, but we're going to go with that Caitlin and Cynthia here. Draw some cards. Wanted to find the greens. There it is. Touch of water and pass. All right. Yeah, our win condition is going to be just to try and win the game in like 4 turns. We're going to GX attack next turn, maybe not. All right, we're not GX attacking next turn. We're going to try and GX attack the turn after next. There's a Dedenne. That would help us potentially speed up our win condition here. They got rid of a Crushing Hammer there, so they are a super aggressive control / mill deck. I have no idea what to expect here, really. There's a Research. Rarely see that in control or mill. Yeah, they are super aggressive. I'm super curious to see how they plan to win the game here, actually. Comes a Communication. All right. Calm away Jirachi. I assume this will get them a Cincino. Yep, there's a Cincino. Could get out 2 Cincinos potentially. I feel like they maybe have other options for that Ditto, though. Comes another Quick Ball. Get rid of a Jirachi, so heavy on the Jirachi as well. There's a Cryogonal to slow us down. That'll be unfortunate to have to deal with. And yeah, we don't really have a way around that. We do have a Marnie to help disrupt our opponent later on. Another Cincino. Okay, got that out of the way. Don't have to worry too much about what that Ditto could possibly become. It's just another Cincino for right now. I'd much rather it be a Cincino than a unknown. Another Cryogonal. So heavy on the Cryogonal. It's a mill deck that's heavy on Cryogonal. Energy Disruption. Research. I got no idea what their win condition could be. Maybe just a bunch of Palpad. We have a Marnie to reset our hand size eventually. We definitely want to try and get greens to use some Energy Spinners to get some energy out of the deck. They probably play Articuno because they do play Craggle, so we do want to set up 2 ADPs at some point. And yeah, it's gonna be our game plan. Quick Ball coming down now as well. Getting rid of a boss's order. So they play the Mawile GX to force something on their opponent's bench and then trap it with Frozen Lock, probably while they win the game with Bellabutt and Bryson Man, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too worried about their plan just yet. Gonna play our greens. Take a look at some options here. I'm gonna go with a Coach and a Mallow Lana, I think. Yeah. Attach active and pass once again. Hopefully GX attack this time. They are down 2 Crushing Hammer now. So only have, at least they probably have 2 of those left. I would guess they probably played 4 Crushing Hammer. If you play Crushing Hammer, you usually play them in 4s. We play our Super Scoop Ups in a 4s. Yeah, Caitlin and Cynthia get to get back the Bryson Man. No surprise there. We do need to find ourselves a 3rd energy here, which is kind of why I got the Coach Trainer. Just draw as many cards as we possibly could on the next turn to try and get ourselves into that. We got the option of a Mallow Lana, Boss's Orders, have some other options to work with as well. But yeah, GX attack is the plan for next turn. Here comes another Crushing Hammer, another heads. All right, gonna set us back once again, unfortunately. And here comes that Frozen Lock once again. Coach Trainer here, gonna draw 4. All right. Throw in a metal this time because we don't want to run out of waters potentially. We'll go with the metal this time, then into the water for the GX attack, and then into a metal hopefully for an ultimate ray. As long as they don't play anything. Here's another Crushing Hammer. This one's a Tails, finally a Tails. They could use Articuno here, but I'm sure they're saving Articuno. Oh, it's a Delicatty Mill. Okay, they have the Delicatty in there to recover a bunch of supporter cards out of the discard pile with that Search for Friends. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your hand. More Cryogonals coming through as well. All right, fine. They're out of Crushing Hammer. That's all I was worried about was the Crushing Hammer. We don't have any Pokemon in our hand. They can't Mawile our hand to get a Pokemon out of there. But I am still afraid of Articuno wiping off our energy out of our hand. So I do want to get another ADP into play and Ultimate Ray to it at some point. There's a water. Okay, attach. Could Caitlin and Cynthia, but I kind of want to save the Caitlin and Cynthia to maybe recover something like Mallow Lana or Boss's Orders. I think I'm just going to go with the GX attack here. Alter Creation. That's it. I do want to Ultimate Ray to another ADP, but I don't just want to play this Caitlin and Cynthia. We'll see what we're going to get to Ultimate Ray this next turn. Maybe I will play the Caitlin and Cynthia to try and dig for an ADP. We're kind of just going to have to wait and see what our opponent does. They do again. They're about to deck out, and it's, I mean, they can deck out as well. There's another Cryogonal. Okay. We don't actually have to KO any of our opponent's Pokemon as well. So I'm really curious to see what their win condition. I don't actually have to knock out a Cryogonal here. I feel like I could maybe trap my opponent's bench. Or force the Bryson Man to discard 3 more cards from their hand. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want a another ADP here. I'm not feeling like I have to Ultimate Ray my opponent right now. So I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, I don't feel like I have to use Ultimate Ray here, so I don't want to. All right, let's go for it. Let's take out a Cincino, take out a little bit of their draw power. Yeah, let's go for it. We're not going to take any energy out of the deck. If I had a different ADP to set up, I would take some energy out of the deck, but we don't, so we're not going to. There's a Tag Call. If they ever stop the item locking, we will be able to get another ADP, but I feel like the item locking will continue for a while here. If I overcommit energy to my active, they will definitely remove it all with Articuno. I'm pretty confident. I do have a Power Plant in my hand. I guess I could have played down, but they probably have more basic energy to work with. It would stop them getting the water energy off of the Cryogonals onto an Articuno. There's a Mawile. Unfortunately for them, we don't have any ADPs in our hand. Mawile proof for right now. I got rid of this one earlier on, because we did see that Mawile, so I didn't want them to have control over my hand. And working out here, that's why another reason I didn't want to overextend with the Caitlin and Cynthia earlier until I could Ultimate Ray. And there's the concede. Looks like they're giving up because we don't have another ADP. Makes sense. I don't think they could beat our current situation, so I don't blame them for conceding there. And yeah, we'll take that dub. Go in second once again. Ooh, that would have been a good hand with an ADP. Ton of options in that hand. Could have got the spinner to get a bunch of energy, and then we just kind of live off of greens, or if we get a comfortable draw into using a Coach Trainer, that would have been good. This hand, not as good as that last one. It's still okay. We got an energy and we got a Marnie, so we'll have something to work with at the very least. That last hand would have been insane had we had an ADP in it as well. Giant Bomb, probably Dragapult. There's a Zigzagoon, so it looks like they don't have any other Pokemon to work with. I would assume not. Oh, they're working off of trying to get the reuse on this Jirachi. So they have a Switcher, a Net in hand to Stella, which once again, probably digging for an Energy Spinner or a way to find a Dragapult. There's a Super Scoop Up, so Super Scoop Up Dragapult. This could be a long one. We play Super Scoop Ups, they play Super Scoop Ups. Neither of us one-shot each other. Could be in for a long one here. Eneporter's gonna be good later. Energy the active. We only have Marnie, so I think we just have to go with the Marnie. I could put the Blizzard Town. Nah, just Marnie. They'll probably be able to abuse Blizzard Town more than we would actually. This is pretty good. Tag Call, ADP and Mallow Lana. Mallow Lana super good. It's possible we hold on to this hand for a while if they don't Marnie us. Some more energy out of the deck. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bench this ADP and then pass over to our opponent. Go look for the GX attack on the next turn. Caitlin and Cynthia get the Marnie back, draw some cards. Probably get rid of one of these Metal Energy. They play Super Scoop Ups. They probably don't play Crushing Hammers. At least I'm hoping they don't play Crushing Hammers. They could still very well play Crushing Hammers. Really rough draw from our opponent here. They just had to scoop up at the Jirachi once again and then hard to shoot. That means they're not getting an energy in play this turn on a Dragapult. This quick ball means it's probably going for a Dedenne actually. Not even going to be able to get them a Dragapult. Yep, super slow start from our opponent here. They are in a world of hurt. They've got nothing. They are in trouble big time. Chaotic Swell in play. That's fine. Yeah, they're in trouble big time here. Yeah, Chaotic Swell doesn't really bother us. We'd like to get a Power Plant in play at some point maybe, but if not, it's really not even that big of a deal. There's your Dragapult. I did think I saw, did I see a Malamar? They do play Malamar, so if they play like a 2-2 line, they did run on one of their Malamars, but if they play like a 2-2, they can recover from this unfortunate energy deficit that they're currently in. If they don't play a 2-2, they're going to be in trouble. There's a Gengar Mimikyu. They're going to try and trap our hand. Thankfully, most of our hand is just energy, so they won't be getting a whole ton of value out of that yet. Heavy on the Malamar here, and yeah, they're going to be able to use that House GX here for... Nope, they whiffed the energy. All right, cool. Caitlin Cynthia away. These metals. Get back the Marnie. 1, 2, 3. Big Charm going to go on the active. Going to attach the water energy to the active. Going to play the Pokégear to get a trainer card out of our hand. It's fail. We have 5 right here, which is actually still a really scary number to have. So I'm going to play this scoop up. Pick up this guy and put him back down. Because I'm not trying to get one shot by the Poltergeist from our opponents, Gengar and Mimikyu. Trying to avoid that at all costs. So I think it's worth it to burn that scoop up there, because if they use the Horror House there, trap us, we could be in big trouble. Currently, they don't have that second energy for it, and they actually treasured for a VMAX, so it makes me think that their second Malamar is maybe prized, actually. So now we can only draw 1 card. If they got the 2 energy GX attack off, we'd draw a card and then draw for turn, but this one capped at 5 here, so we're not going to get put in a really unfortunate situation of them knocking us out. They can ping us again. That won't make a difference. We would still need another trainer card here, which we don't have, thankfully. Super glad I played that Super Scoop Up. Here comes a Mallow Lana. They are digging super deep. They're in a really rough spot here. Dedenne coming back down, so it's actually not that big of a deal with the Dedenne coming back down. But yeah, we should be safe here unless they get a Tool Scrapper and a way to pick this guy up. We unfortunately do hit them for 180 though, which means that Giant Bomb will trigger. That we can't have happen. So I think I'm going to have to come with some alternate game plan here. We're going to throw out some Crushing Hammers. Throw out another Crushing Hammer. Get rid of this guy. Probably just go attach here and then Mallow Lana to the bench, discarding 2 Marnies. Yeah, that's going to have to do. Cannot afford to attack into that Giant Bomb there and pass over to my opponent. All right. Still in it. It's a slow game. It's a long game. Like I said, it would be with Super Scoops and such involved. They're down 5 energy, 4 into this card, 2 in play. So they're having a rough go of it right now. Just on that front. We're kind of chilling overall. That's really good. Switch into energy into a greens as well. Can't complain about that. Go with the greens. Probably going to grab ourselves a Tag Call. So we can get... we don't have any supporters to grab with it. I don't think I want a Tag Call anymore. Changed my mind. Who knows how many more giant bombs they have in store for us. Oh, man. Crushing Hammer's okay. Could go with the Crushing Hammer. We have Switch, Attach, Attack. Crushing Hammer plus greens again, I guess. I hate to get greens with the greens, but then we go like double scoop up or double crushing or something like that on the following turn. Yeah, let's go with it. Sure. Switch. Guess I could have tag called there to get another person to hold one of these energies. I'm gonna get this hit in here. We actually win this game pretty soon. Oop, I didn't even use the Crushing Hammer. Should have used the Crushing Hammer there. Completely forgot to use my Crushing Hammer. Yeah, I could have got tag called for another ADP actually. Got those out of the deck. Yeah, I got this Crushing Hammer. I didn't even use it. But I guess if this guy, I guess we are in danger of being Poltergeist here. Yeah, I probably should have used that Crushing Hammer. I do not know what I was thinking there at all. I was just like, well, just not use this Crushing Hammer, I guess. I guess they're not moving their Gengar and they're conceding though. So we'll end up with the dub anyways. So yeah, let's keep them rolling. All right, we won the coin flip in this one, and we will be choosing to go first for sure here. No energy. That's all we really want to have in this opening hand. We got a tag call, get another ADP, but we just want that energy so we can get that first attachment and then build up into that turn 2 GX attack. No energy means no turn 2 GX attack potential. We do have a greens, so getting Energy Spinner on the turn 2 would be possible. So we just need a top deck and energy here. No energy top deck. We are up against Baby Blounds. It is a pretty tough matchup, but definitely winnable. The Reset Stamp Power Plant combo is basically our win condition at the end of the game. I'm gonna go for this actually combo. I'm gonna hope they don't one-shot my ADP on turn 1 basically. I was hoping they don't one-shot ADP on turn 1 and we have a little bit of time to work with here. Yeah, so our game plan is gonna be kind of feed them this first ADP. At this point, we're gonna play greens next turn for a spinner and something else depending on what the situation looks like. Feed them this first ADP. Ooh, just benchization, Intrepid Source. We have a perfect time to follow up with a GX attack right here, right now. There's a water energy. All right, so we can go greens. That spinner, like I talked about, and we have a Caitlin and Cynthia already. I'm gonna use that on the next turn. Could get a Marnie to disrupt our opponent, but if they knock out our active, we'll be able to reset stamp. Then we'll have a reset stamp for the turn following. So I think I'm just gonna get a tag call because we will need a third ADP here. So we'll go like this. Play the tag call right now. Get 2 ADP. It'll also become some discard fodder for us. Attach the water. And yeah, bench the ADP. Yeah, pass to our opponent. Like I said, kind of just giving up this first initial ADP here. Not too much we can do about it. They might not knock it out this turn. Next turn we can go in with that Altered Creation, plus maybe a Reset Stamp to put their hand a little bit lower. Hope they don't knock it out. Kind of expect to get knocked out here, but it's very possible they whiff. And they're still in a comfortable spot even if they do whiff, so they're not really too worried about it. There's an energy to the Blound, so it looks like they might just be going with that Burst GX off the bat here. That's fine. It makes me wish I kind of had a Marnie to work in this. I guess I could have not gone for the tag call and gotten a Marnie instead. Definitely needed the spinner though. Yeah, they're just going with the Burst GX here. Ooh, losing a Fire Crystal. That's pretty good for us. All right, 2 spinners in the hand now. Spinner once. Gonna go get a Metal. Then I'm gonna Caitlin and Cynthia wait. I think we're gonna get rid of, yeah, get rid of the ADP. Don't need 4 ADPs, I don't think. Get the greens back. Could use 3 potentially with those amulets. Could amulet twice. Next up, gonna go for a scoop up. Want to keep the switch around actually. Scoop up this active guy. Back down and then Alter Creation. I think I could go ahead and put Blizzard Town in play. It could lock me out, but then I have Power Plant to follow up. And just, yeah, Altered Creation GX. We're ready to swing next. Blacephalon. If we can knock out this Blacephalon, I feel like we're going to be in a really good spot here. We'll see. They do have a 8-card hand, but I got the Big Blound trapped in the active here. I do have Switch Mallow Lana, which is why I wanted to keep the switch around and try and use the scoop as well I could, because I don't want to scoop up this guy and switch into one of these guys and then trying to use the scoop up without knowing if we'd be able to use it for sure. Definitely it's a little bit sketch. So now we can go like switch into them, attempt to scoop. If we fail that, we can Mallow Lana back to this guy. Ultimate Ray, draw 3 prize cards and go from there. Here's the Intrepid Sword from our opponent. I might even go ahead and throw a Reset Stamp at them if I don't top like a Marnie. Crushing Hammer that. Didn't even Bursting Burn, so now we can just go like attach Power Plant to stop the potential of Dedenne. Reset Stamp. I'm going to Greens Exploration here for an Amulet and a Greens Exploration, as long as both Amulets are in the deck. Yep, Amulet and Greens. Throw the Amulet on our active here. If we get an Amulet on the next one as well, that means our opponent will go knockout for 2, knockout for 2, and then we'll actually be able to use a third ADP after that. So we are in a ridiculously good spot here. Feeling super good about this one. If they knock out this ADP, they draw 2 prize cards. We get the Amulet for the next one, draw 2 prize cards. If they put the Dedenne in play, we could actually win next turn with our Great Catcher, just knock out Dedenne. If they even put it in play, we put a Power Plant in play to try and prevent them being able to get this knockout. But if they do put it in play, we could actually just take the knockout on the Dedenne with Greens Exploration here. Switch into Zacian, though. Their hand is terrible. This one is basically just wrapped up. We're going to set up the next ADP. I'm going to go ahead and Greens and grab the boss's orders. And yeah, this one is basically just wrapped up. Go ahead, throw out this Crushing Hammer, remove that energy, because why not? Attach here, play Energy Spinner. I just want to play around Reset Stamp at this point, because there is the potential our opponent does play Reset Stamp. Play the Greens Exploration. Going to grab a boss's orders. And another Greens Exploration, just in case I need to get the Reset Stamp combo on the next turn for whatever reason. If they, I don't know, somehow pick this up. Ultimate Ray, punch the Zacian, 180, take all this energy out of the deck. Once again, just thinning out the deck at this point. Got to overload a guy, just overload this one, I guess. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. We're in a ridiculously good spot. The Zacian is set up to get knocked out. It looks like it's going to be a dub here for us. And this matchup is... it all kind of hinges on what happens around our GX attack, if we even get to GX attack, and if we do they knock us out immediately? If we get that Ultimate Ray off, that's where I think we can just kind of pull away with the game and usually win, like we did in this one. We got that Ultimate Ray off, and from there it's been pretty easy going. If we don't get the Ultimate Ray off, that's where it gets a little bit sketchy, but we can still potentially make a comeback by slowing them down with Reset Stamp or Marnie, building back up into the Ultimate Ray. It takes a little bit of time to get there, but slowing them down with the Amulets is really nice. But this one has been pretty much a cakewalk. They went with that Blown early, which I think was super questionable play by them. Maybe just sacrificing a Baby Blown using a Blazer would have been a little bit better. Feeding us those 3 prize cards when Dedenne is such a big deal against decks that can Reset Stamp you is a big deal. They grabbed Oricorio there, but that's not going to do anything. We didn't take a knockout last turn, so they're not getting any value out of this Oricorio right here, right now. We have the Power Plant play. There's the concession, and that's going to do it for this ADP Greens deck. I actually think this deck is a ton of fun. Greens decks in general, I think, are a ton of fun, so I recommend you guys check it out. If you enjoyed the games, be sure to give the video a like. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.